This episode of Trestle Tactics is proudly presented by Gordon Food Service.
Welcome to Trestle Tactics, a tips from Trestle Short. We wanted to know what's going to make our podcasts more valuable to you. And the answers were simple. You want easy to implement tactics and strategies that will let you create an outstanding experience around your senior living food and hospitality programming. So let's dive in right now on today's Trestle Tactics. On this episode of Trestle Tactics, I'm going to sit down with a couple of national directors of dining services and talk about the value of localized conference level training. We're all going to be participating in the upcoming California Assisted Living Association's Dining and Hospitality track on June 3rd. And so I wanted to ask them a little bit about why something like this is so valuable, especially on the heels of my conversation earlier this week with Harris Ader from the Senior Dining Association about peer-to-peer networking and training and learning. So enjoy my conversations with Andrew Moret and Amy Robinson. Joining me today on Trestle Tactics is Andrew Moret. Andrew is the Vice President of Operations for Oakmont Management Group. Andrew, thanks for being here today.
Of course. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to talk to you because, I can take a little bit of credit, but you really were kind of the main driver of the upcoming dining and hospitality track at the California Assisted Living Association conference. And so tell us from your vantage point as a national director, VP of food service, why something like this is so important, especially at a state level.
Yeah, absolutely. So California, obviously a very large state and has a lot of senior housing, due to the weather, due to the location, due to the draw there. So kind of a nation leader in senior housing. Also, California has a really big food scene and, the stigma of senior housing food has always been, a hurdle that we've all tried to overcome. And I think that over the past 5 to 10 years, we've seen leaps and bounds of just increase in quality and increase of just general product when it comes to culinary programs offered in senior housing, especially in the state of California. So to be able to bring together, different culinary directors from many different operators and organizations throughout the state, as well as some neighboring states, it gives us just a great opportunity to get all those minds in one room, share some best practices, collaborate, and really grow the network and raise the bottom. Like a rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
And as we all get better, we all just continue to get better and more competitive. So I'm really excited that we're able to finally bring this to fruition. You and I have been working on this for a couple of years now. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see.
No, I'm super excited. You make a good point, right? Like a lot of times when we think about state associations, it's just in the state, right? So here in Texas, it's Texas operators. In Florida, they bring Florida operators. But given the location in Sacramento, this conference, there's the opportunity for people from neighboring states to drive in and take advantage of this track for their dining directors, their chefs, and so it's really exciting. One other thing that you had mentioned right before we jumped on was it looks like we're going to have a pretty good turnout. You had mentioned that we've got a lot of interest and a lot of people registering for the conference. And so thinking about that, what's probably your biggest takeaway or the thing you're most looking forward to for the day?
I mean, I'm most excited to see what the final number of turnout is. You mentioned it is going to be a little bit bigger than we had anticipated. I think you brought up a really good point too. The location is ideal. Not only is that, kind of close to the Nevada border, but additionally, the location of the conference is only about a 15-minute ride from the Sacramento airport. So it does give some of those neighboring states the ability to just kind of make that down and back in one day flight in to see it. So I am most excited about getting chefs of all different walks of life, of all different types of operations, and of all different backgrounds together and giving them a network that they haven't really had before. When I was a chef in a community, the sister communities, that was my network. And then as I grew into a more national director role, my network expanded to the other national directors, throughout the nation and the industry. And we're actually going to be able to take those chefs and put them with different operators from all over the state or maybe even all over the country. And hopefully they're trading business cards and trading best practices. And then down the road, they'll be able to call each other. Hey, I'm having difficulty with, X. What did you do? So hoping that we have some long-term friendships that are built, from this session and from different breakout groups. And, it'll just be great to kind of hear that experience from them down the road too, after the conference is over.
Yeah, I love that peer-to-peer connection and networking. It's really valuable, I think, at the state level for other roles. So to be able to do that for dining directors and executive chefs, I think is going to be awesome. So, well, Andrew, I can't wait to see you June 3rd for the dining and hospitality track and the sessions. We've got 3 or 4 sessions, and then we've also got it ending the day with what's going to be an amazing panel that you're moderating. So thanks again for, being a part of this and helping to drive it forward and make it happen. And can't wait to be there in a few weeks.
Yeah, I'll see you in Sacramento and hope to see anybody else that is watching this in Sacramento in a couple of weeks. So it's not too late to sign up. Like Aaron said, we got a lot of great sessions, a great panel to end it. And then there's a great trade show at the end as well. And just great networking opportunity for not only the culinary department, but just the industry as a whole. So plenty of time to still register. Hope everybody can make it out.
Sounds good. Well, thanks, Andrew, for your time, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks a lot, Aaron.
Are you looking for new ideas? Then you're invited to a once-a-year big show. Gordon Food Show. Taste hundreds of new products. Learn cutting-edge culinary trends. Attend expert-led presentations. Connect with industry specialists. Special show-only discounts. Gain valuable insights. It's free to attend. The possibilities are limitless. Start here, go everywhere. Gordon Food Service. Today on Trestle Tactics, I'm joined by Amy Robinson. Amy is the National Vice President of Culinary Services for ISL and Solstice Senior Living. Amy, thanks for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
So we're talking about the upcoming dining and hospitality track for the California Assisted Living Association. I'm super excited about it. I've been a part of one of these in another state, and they are super unique. And I love the focus. But before we dive into that, I want to get your experience just having attended these CALA conferences in the past.
I really love coming to CALA every year. It's something that's not necessarily on a national scale. And so with us, being a national company, it's always nice to go to something that, is supposed to be of a smaller scale, but it really isn't. I mean, so many people attend CALA, and it's always such a great experience for networking. I do believe that's where you and I met originally.
Yes,
And, I've met so many wonderful connections in the industry. And, it's also a really great way for those that are operating communities and working in communities in the area, primarily for culinary, that they can attend something and get really valuable information, not just from, I'm selfish, so I always talk about culinary, but not just from their department, but they can get other perspectives as well. And I have found a lot of really great information in the educational tracks.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned having us met at CALA. Like most of when I was a national VP, like my network wasn't nearly as big as it is now. And honestly, the ones that I'm probably the closest to and speak to the most all come from having met at CALA. So
Yeah.
crazy. It's funny that way. So the dining track that we're doing on June 3rd, we have a session that we're doing together about elevating the dining experience. I'm super excited about that. But what you kind of hit on it a little bit, that I think is what makes this so unique, is that local chefs have an opportunity to attend a conference where maybe the content and the programming wouldn't be as useful for them, right? But they don't care. tactical stuff. They don't care about sales and marketing. I mean, there's a lot of great information happening, but this is unique. And so what kind of opportunity do you see for you, like your teams that are kind of close by to be able to attend this, and what value would it have for them?
I think it would have an immense value. I am so excited that there's finally an entire track dedicated to culinary specifically, because I mean, if you really step apart and think about it, there's so much of an unknown in culinary. And, it's a department that causes some discomfort to those that are immersed in it already. And so to offer them that sneak peek into our world, and to offer those that are already immersed in the world additional education, and to push them kind of to think outside of what they're already doing and to think beyond that. I think it's a really great opportunity for those that are, community CSDs, even, sous chefs and line cooks. I think it's something that is vastly needed in our industry as a whole, because, we do have the most participation with the residents, taking 3 meals a day, as well as, the longest duration of time. I mean, residents can be in our dining rooms up to 6 hours a day. That's a lot.
Oh.
And so the better we can educate others on what to do if within that 6 hours is going to be beneficial to the entire industry. And, you get to collaborate with others that are in the industry and know what you're, challenged with, and what drives you. It's a really unique thing. And I'm so excited that CALA's doing it this year.
Yeah, I think that peer-to-peer connection, being able to talk about those specific issues and problems, and not only that, but like what you're seeing and the trends and things you're wanting to do, has so much more value than, like I said, just attending like a generic leadership.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, Amy, thank you for coming on and sharing a little bit about CALA. I look forward to our session on June 3rd, and
Yes.
I'm looking forward to the whole conference. So can't wait.
I'm excited. I am too. I'm really excited.
All right. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
A lot of great information there shared by Amy and Andrew. And so if you are available June 3rd, we have all day training starting at 9:30 in the morning. You can find the registration to the dining and hospitality track at the California Assisted Living Spring Conference in the show notes. And we're still taking registrations. So please sign up. Please come join us. It sounds like we're going to have a really great group, a lot of good dining and hospitality education. And then we'll transition into the opening session of the conference and the expo in the evening. So good opportunity to network with fellow dining professionals, as well as see and hear and learn from other industry experts later in the day. So a full day coming up on June 3rd at the California Assisted Living Association Spring Conference. So look forward to seeing you there. And thanks again for joining us for Trestle Tactics. We'll talk to you soon. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Trestle Tactics. Be sure to like and subscribe on any of our channels, YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you listen to us. Also, be sure to follow us on any of your social media channels at Tips from Trestle. Well, thanks for joining us on this episode of Trestle Tactics.